What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to United vs. Everybody. Really, welcome back to the Kickabout. And as you can see, we're chilling with Dylan. Dylan, how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Had a good
Yeah.
weekend. Ready to get back at this. Ready to talk United. Excited for a Monday night matchup versus Everton.
Monday Night Football, man. Yeah, that's coming up. We'll be doing a preview of that later on this week sometime. I don't remember off the top of my head because it's Monday, so it's kind of interesting. Everybody's kind of trickling back in from international football. Did you watch any of the World Cup qualifiers at all?
Okay, big shout. I didn't watch any of them, but big shout out to McSauce for that bicycle kick. Gotta give him that. Like that was phenomenal.
Dude, he only scores bangers now than he left United, man. It's insane.
Oh.
Did he score one like that in Napoli last season too?
Yeah. It was just he's good on McSauce. Love him to death. Really, it hurt to lose him, but he's living his best life. So.
And it's so funny all the flip flop fans, and I love McTominay. I agree with Ollie. I don't know if you watched the episode of the overlap this past week with Ollie. He was like, he didn't really fit what we were trying to do. He's playing in a different role. Literally what I said in my McTominay video. Yep. So, I'm not being humble there, but it's great. Sekou Kone scored a brace for the Mali under 23s too. So good. Any surprises to you in these qualifiers at all?
Not really, just the way it's been trending. It seems like I was a little surprised. I actually thought Scotland was going to lose in Denmark.
Oh, we lost Dylan.
Hello?
Hold up, guys. There he is. He's back.
Okay. Hold on. So I thought Scotland was going to win or lose and Denmark was going to win. So I was a little surprised by that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of gone the way I thought it would. England was perfect.
Yeah.
Go 3 Lions.
What about Ireland, huh?
Okay, that was one I was like, Ireland came out of nowhere. That was
Troy Parrott came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, and maybe Portugal's better without Ronaldo, 9-1.
I don't know what to tell you. It was interesting. It was interesting international break to say the least. Who do you think could be a dark horse to look out for this summer? Anybody you kind of looking out for?
I mean, I always have a soft spot for the Scots after that, but I think somebody from Central America or one of the smaller teams from South America might make some noise this year.
Maybe Ancelotti could sprinkle a little stardust back on Brazil, get a little Joga Bonito going on here.
I think we might see somebody besides Argentina. Yeah, Norway looks good. We'll see.
Norway, if you deep it, Norway's squad's actually pretty good. They got a lot of good players there. So shout out to Jarvis. Shameless plug for Jarvis and Tactical Devils. I'll be doing a scouting report ahead of the World Cup. Take a closer look at a couple key players to keep an eye on. So keep a lookout for that one later on in the summer. But in any case, you guys, we're here for the Kickabout. You guys know the drill by now. It feels like it's been a minute, right? It has been a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we didn't do this last week. I feel like we both kind of needed a little bit of just to kind of, you and I both have classes. We both have stuff going on. I think just having a night to just recharge, and you had a nice weekend to recharge. I think that just really helped. So, but you guys know it's the drill. We're going to talk a little transfer news, talk a little, obviously, we're talking a little bit World Cup right now, but do that. And then obviously we're going to have a fun little chat later on just what it's like to talk to non-football fans or interact with non-football fans about football, whether that's United or the sport in general, arguing you guys have had, just fun stories. So as we keep going, you guys get your fun stories about that. We'll do that a little later on. I want to hear what you guys' experiences are, but we're going to do all that, you guys. Make sure you like in the video. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are new, please check those memberships because Legends members can get access to jump into the Kickabout show. So keep that in mind. Dylan, we're almost to 20 episodes of the Kickabout, if you realize this.
Yeah, it seems like we just started this thing, man. Like I remember you asking about it, and I was like, hey, I'm totally down.
By the time we get to our trip, we'll almost be to 25 episodes or so, 24 episodes. So, and then the Kickabout will be, maybe we'll be ringing in the 25th episode in Manchester. Wouldn't that be sweet?
I think we should just go on the overlap and just talk about the
just do it. No, we'll just crash it while we're there. We'll just figure out where they're filming it, and then we'll just show up with like our United vs. Everybody swag on. I got some sweet new Christmas swag coming up my way. I'll wear that when it gets here for you guys to celebrate Christmas. Before we
just to drop a little thing or some swag notes. That King Eric playing card stuff. Chef's kiss.
isn't it cool?
So,
Yes, if you guys
chef's
haven't
kiss.
seen in the United vs. Everybody store, there is a new design. It is the King of Tridents card design. It's got Eric Cantona as a king card in a deck of cards. Go check it out. I highly recommend it. Also, another class of 92 oriented one that came out last week. So I'm always getting bored and making stuff for the thing instead
What
of,
Sean's really trying to do is to bankrupt me with all the cool designs. Like every time he sends me one just to preview, I'm like, stop doing this, guy.
People like them. I mean, somebody was already bought a Cantona one, so hey, whatever.
Hell yeah.
Before we dive into some academy related stuff, of course, we got to jump in the chat. There is a poll in the video too that pertains to transfer news. So who we got in here? Danny, big up. I know Danny's buzzing for Troy Fair in Ireland doing the dirty against Portugal and Hungary. Yes, big up, Danny. Hope you're having a good day, man. Box is in the house, of course. Box OG, how you doing, Box? He's got some World Cup thoughts. Seems like every country's going to the World Cup. Well, that's what happens when you up it to 48 clubs. They got teams like Curacao and stuff qualifying, and I'm like, this is money, and this is going to be like somewhere Harry Kane's like, yeah, give me that Curacao. Give me that motherfucking Curacao. And I'm like, can't wait to score some pens against Curacao. Except it's Harry Kane, so he's like, I can't wait to score against Curacao. That's my Harry Kane impression. That's all I got.
Fairly spot on. So,
Box says Denmark bottled it, but Norway looked good. Morocco looked good. Danny thinks Norway are going to go deep. Colombia, good shout. Good shout. Do you do a bracket for this, Dylan?
I haven't. I don't have friends that watch the World Cup.
Well, so, I'm gonna check with Bill I'm gonna check with Bill and Brad and Justin and Corey and all the other guys. Maybe we could do like a World Cup, like a bracket thing. Justin and I tried to do one for 2018, and I had Spain going all the way. And then literally the day before the World Cup, Spain sacked their coach, and I'm like, well, cool, awesome, fuck me, right? Awesome. I just completely gave up. But maybe we'll do one. Maybe I'll have you guys on the channel help me. Maybe we can do a little contest on the channel and we can keep it going. Because I don't really do brackets. I don't know if you're a basketball guy. Like I'm not a March Madness guy. I don't do basketball, but which we could talk about a little later. But yeah, that could be fun though. Danny wants to know, have I done a report on Freeman recently? Freeman, a U.S. player, Freeman? I'm trying to remember. Probably not. The name does not sound familiar. So the only reason I know that name is because it's my wife's maiden surname. So let's see. Box thinks Poch is starting to improve the U.S. Hey, maybe Pochettino will give the U.S. an actual maybe we'll look decent. No, Dylan's not convinced. That's funny. We've got players, right? We've got some decent players, right?
Yeah, but we'll get out of the group stage and then just shit the bed. I don't know.
We'll be doing some watch parties and stuff. I'm sure Bill will be hosting. Not to volunteer you, Bill, but I'm sure that he will be. So Dylan's always invited.
Bill, just in advance. So.
Bill, Danny, that's the young kid, right? If it is the young kid I'm thinking of, he's the one I did in my under 20 World Cup video, if I remember correctly. Big up Sanjay in the house. You guys are just chilling. So, all right. So let's talk into some odds and ends to start with. I don't know if you saw that the United did an hour-long interview today with Stephen Torpe, our new academy director. Have you checked that out at all?
I saw just bits and pieces. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I just kind of read through some of the reports. I remember when he got hired from Brentford. I was like, okay, yeah. I like Brentford. I like what they've been doing. This should be a good move. So. Yeah,
so they did it in Carrington, right? It was pretty cool. They had and if you looked in the background, there were like some academy youngsters like eating their meals and like looking at the camera and shit. It was hilarious. So yeah, like Phil Jones was there and everything. But yeah, some key points basically. If you guys haven't watched it, it's a pretty cool little video. And we spoke about this a little bit. I did that deep dive on Torpe when we appointed him, just what he's all about and things. And again, he kind of reiterated something that I said in that video, is that we're shifting now as an academy under his direction of less about like where the academy is in the league, and even almost to a degree less about wins and more about just player development. Are they developing, as more opposed to like where are we at in the Premier League 2 or the under 18 table or something? Try to get them exposed to different cultures of opposition. We've got academies from other countries coming to kind of give us different types of opposition tactics and different profiles of player to play against. Learning different principles when it comes to playing different positions, different roles in the side. Basically, his whole thing is how can we best prepare these kids for first team football, whether that's at United, whether that's going out on loan, or whether that's somewhere else altogether. It's just about player development, which is Feist. I don't know how you feel about that.
I really enjoy that. I think that's something that's going to help the team more so because they're going to have a lot more technical discipline. They're going to be able to read the game a lot better because they're going to know more than one position. They're not going to learn the systems. They're going to learn positions. They're going to learn how to play certain areas. And so, yeah, they may not play at United, but they'll play somewhere. They'll do well other places, and we'll get a better feel of that. So that I see only as a benefit.
Yeah, and I've reiterated many times, and Torpe and Phil Jones and these guys during the interview kind of said it as well, that not everybody that comes to the academy is going to be a first team player for Manchester United. It's just part of it. It's the vast majority. Like literally, it's like 0.00 something % of players who start playing at like a schoolboy age even make it to the Premier League, and so it's hard. I mean, they're well ahead of the curve, but it is what it is. We've had a lot of academy players come and go, guys like Chong and Gomez and Kembwala, Mengi, all these guys. It's just they're not bad, but there's levels, and they're doing just fine other places. It doesn't mean they're going to do fine here. McTominay I would include in that as well. It's just because he's doing well in Napoli doesn't mean we should have kept him. But we'll see how it goes. Any other thoughts on World Cup or academy stuff?
Just to reiterate with the academy, and this is from my perspective from coaching. When I was coaching lower league, and this is basketball, but the ideas kind of translate. It was hard to get other people to understand that, you're learning positions, you're learning how to play, you're learning to read the game, and that's going to help you more than learning the system that they're going to play. Yeah, you learn the system, but then you're always you don't have a lot of creativity. I think if you learn how to play the positions like that it seems like they're like Torquay is trying to, Torquay, whatever his name is trying to do. That will help overall because the mental game will improve, and we've talked about that, Sean. It doesn't seem like a lot of the younger players. They're so rigid to a system, especially with the way Pep Guardiola has influenced the game. You know exactly what you're going to do, and you don't deviate, and that's hurt the game.
Pep is ruining football, man. He's just problem is not necessarily Pep, is that everybody tried to be Pep, and so everybody got a little too rigid, a little too legalistic with their system orientation. So even Amorim, I think, can be like that at times. But no, I agree. Making them better footballers. So how to read the game and stuff, which I think will make them more versatile and adaptable and capable of playing a variety of systems and a variety of managers against a variety of opposition, really. And so I think that's key. So we got it straight from the coach's mouth here. So I forgot you coach basketball. Basketball is just like the one sport that I could never really just get into. I played it a little when I was like 8, and then in college, like my roommate and I, we would just go play pickup games like 2v2 and stuff. And that was probably the most I've ever been into it, but it's never something that I'm like, I've never really watched it. I've never really had a desire to watch it. It's just, it is what it is. It's like, to me, it's like a bigger version of like ping pong or something. It's just back and forth. But I get it. It is what it is. To each his own. But I meant to ask you recently, what do you make of this stuff that came out last week about Casemiro might be trying to get him to get a wage cut or something, maybe to get a new deal. Now this is coming from Graham Bailey. He just claimed that Amorim might be open to Casemiro staying if he takes a pay. Would you keep Casemiro for another year, or would you just prefer us to make it just a clean kind of, let's just refresh that midfield?
I'd like just one more year. That's it. As long as he takes the wage cut, just to and this is all hypotheticals at this point, but if we get Elliot Anderson's going to be fine. He's gonna kind of know what to do, but provide a little technical know-how for some of the younger players. Okay, just like with the academy, you bring those guys up, learn a little bit from Casemiro. Just say, Kaz, we'll pay it just a little bit more. We'll still cut his wages, but just a little bit more, and you train those players. We'll give you some minutes. We'll do all this stuff, but get them learning a little bit. That's what I'd like to see. Like Johnny Evans, that's kind of what he did that last year. He was there for the veteran presence. He was there for the just to kind of teach, just to kind of be a part of that system. And I think Casemiro could do the same thing. But he's got to take a wage cut, and I don't think he's going to do that.
Well, it almost sounds like you think he would have to take like a roll cut. Like maybe he's now going to be, third, fourth choice midfield.
Yeah.
Maybe if he sticks around as some experience. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with it necessarily as long as it doesn't mean we don't, because we need two midfielders any way you slice it. I think Ugarte's got to go.
Yeah.
I'm already anticipating Casemiro leaving. I'm already anticipating the eventuality that Bruno could either leave very soon. Kobe, I don't know if Kobe's going to be a good fit. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Collier is still technically our player, is going to be coming back. Sekou Kone, these guys, we got some youngsters coming through. We'll see. We do need to sign somebody, though. Let's see what Box has to say here. Box says, center midfield is a puzzling issue, as there are question marks over the futures of all of them. Bruno, Cat, that's basically what I'm saying,
Yep.
Box says, and the main targets are expensive. Yeah, and that's the thing. We got little money to work with. Casemiro would have to take a huge. Is there? You have got. I hear some feedback or something in the background there. I don't know.
My fridge is running. That might be it.
That might be it. That's all right. No problem. I was making sure you weren't getting attacked by a demon or something. It's all good.
Now she's downstairs.
Oh yeah. Is she throwing a fit because you were gone?
Yep.
Yeah, that's due. Welcome to owning a pet.
Yep. My feet and hands are very clawed up right now.
Oh, man. Cats, dude. I don't know. I gotta ask God a question when I get to heaven. Like, what is the deal with putting just needles on their feet? That's all. Their feet are just needles. What the hell? It's like Stephen King invented Muppets or something. Like, why? Speaking of midfield, though, I don't know if you saw some of this stuff that's coming out recently. So Nathan Salt is talking about January transfer window, and according to Nathan Salt, he seems to think that United are going to be looking more at market opportunities than kind of the big names, because obviously it's unrealistic to expect big names. It's happened in the past. It's happened ahead of World Cups, like when Arsenal got Aubameyang from Dortmund. It doesn't happen very often. We got Bruno in January. That's probably one of the bigger profile moves. But Nathan Salt says that a winter move for big money midfielders is unlikely. Don't rule out a move for João Gomez. So he, like I have talked about on the channel, like we've talked about, sees João Gomez maybe as a money, like a deal, like basically a low cost deal, which is again why I did that video last month about January deals, and João Gomez was included in that video, if you guys remember. I've read reports too of a gentleman's agreement between New Wolves coach Rob Edwards and Wolves ownership that they're not going to sell their top players in January, though. So I don't know. What do you make of João Gomez? Is he your cup of tea? Where does he rank on your midfield options right now? If you were a director of football, where would he rank?
Kind of like what they're saying. If the opportunity is available to give us some reinforcements in January and we can have it halfway decent price, I'm going for him.
Yeah.
But he is not the midfielder that I would want to spend a lot of money on.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about a few times after that Forest match with Elliot Anderson. I mean, he's my go-to right now. He is just the way he bossed that midfield. I was so impressed. So I'm like, if there's one to go get him.
I'm reading a £44 million price tag for João Gomez. So
yeah. I mean, it's not terrible. Like I said, if they get to the window and Wolves are really doing poorly and they want to sell a little bit, even though if Rob Edwards he hasn't improved the team, put a £30 million bid in there and see what happens. And he would definitely be a good option to throw in there. I mean, he can provide some cover for Kaz. Ugarte has no positioning sense, so that would definitely help us a little bit.
Trying to see. I'm just looking up at how much Wolves paid for João Gomez because they signed him. They didn't sign him all that long ago.
No, wasn't that 2021 or 2?
From Lenko, I mean, they signed him for 18.7 million euros, which, what is that? Like, I don't know how much that is in pounds. Somebody can do the conversion for me. So even if you, like you're saying, if you threw them like 30 million pounds, that would probably, they're still almost doubling their money. So
exactly.
And that could be nice for a new manager to get a little money to throw on. Maybe they could strengthen in January. Now, the question, so where do you see João Gomez fitting in? If you put him in the pivot right now, is he replacing Bruno or is he replacing Casemiro? What is profile do you see him as?
He's replacing Casemiro.
Yeah.
For me. He's going to have more legs. He's going to have more motor. He's going to free Bruno up to play more advanced. At least that's the way I envision him playing. I'm not sure if that's how Amorim is going to position him if that happens.
He strikes me as like an Ugarte with a better on-the-ball ability, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Justin in the house. Big up, Justin. How you doing, brother? Justin, how you doing, man? It's good to see you, man. We missed you on the weekend, man. It was it's crazy good bonfire at Bill's. Just literally about 3 hours of people having a Ronaldo versus Messi debate, and me just kind of tossing in little remarks here and there to stir the pot because that's what I do. Dylan, where do you stand, Messi or Ronaldo? Go.
Ronaldo. He was a United player.
That's literally what I said. I was like, you can make so many compelling arguments. Like if you look, like there's literally a whole website. There's a whole app on Messi versus Ronaldo. That's the only thing it is. And it's up to date. Literally Messi wins about every single battle in terms of records and trophies. But at the same time, I literally said this ahead of that, the bonfire thing. I was like, it's just because he's a United player. That's literally the only thing that swings it for me. So it is. So I abstain from the debate to some degree. So, you guys are funny. We're planning to do a big show about that in the future. We're planning to do a lot of shows. I want to do a Mount Rushmore. You guys know I've been planning a Mount Rushmore show for a little while now. Mount Rushmore player, Mount Rushmore United players, Mount Rushmore the managers. We got it all planned. Brad reminded me of that the other night, Bill's brother Brad, and I was like, yeah, those are on deck. They've been on deck for about a year, but so yeah, I agree. I think João Gomez definitely a Casemiro replacement. And if Bruno leaves, we're going to need somebody who can move that ball up the pitch really well. Now, some people argue that's Kobe, which again, I always feel like I end these midfield transfer rumor conversations with, what does this mean for Kobe? Because we talk about all these midfielders. We talk about what if Cass leaves, what if Bruno leaves, and no one really says, well, then Kobe's just going to come into the first team. No one really says that, right? So what do you why do you think that is? Box says Ronaldo.
Yeah, I think it's because he's too young yet, and he hasn't really got the experience. Sorry, the demon's here.
Tiny little demon.
Yeah, but there's a lot with Manu we like. We like that he can dribble. We like that he can pick a pass here and there. But with this system, Bruno fits better. Bruno's going to be more attacking, and I think Kobe still kind of has things to work on. He's 19 years old. Of course, he has things to work on.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of us are assuming he's going to be a finished product, and he's not. And so
he seems to think he is. He wants to go play, according to reports, right? He wants to leave on loan. He doesn't want to leave for good. I've read that he doesn't want an obligation or an option, but he wants to play. And so, yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get the wanting to play World Cup year. You were at the Euros, but at the same time, dude, you're going to have more Euros. You're going to have more World Cups. Fight for your place. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it used to be. It makes me feel old, right? Just saying, man, it used to be a time. And back in my day, we'd walk to the pitch 15 miles up and down the snow, and you'd put in the hard yards, you'd stay late, you'd clean everyone's boots. And now it doesn't seem like people want to work anymore. We'll see what happens. Of course, it's all speculation, but yeah, João Gomez, 44 million could get it done. I agree with you. I think you could get it done cheaper. We'll see. It's always touch and go when it comes to new managers. Do they want to not lose their players, or does the prospect of an influx of money, like maybe they've got a player in mind that they'd rather have? So we'll see. It was a little iffy when Rob, I think he left Middlesbrough, kind of pulled a Brendan Rodgers and dipped out for a better job. So kind of like what Ancelotti did at Everton when Madrid came calling again. But we'll see. Like, and that's funny. That big. I always say that about Odegaard too. Like Arsenal fans, like, don't think that if Real Madrid were like, "Hey, Odegaard, we need a midfielder," that he would drop you like third period French and go back to Madrid. Like, he would do it in a heartbeat.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%.
So who was your top target? Anderson? Is that what you said?
Elliot Anderson.
Yeah.
If we could get Elliot Anderson, I'd be like, oh, that's yep.
I think Anderson. So I think Anderson and Gomez, or like someone like Anderson. Yeah, and like Wharton. I think that would be an excellent pivot. I think that would just be one of the best. That would be one of the best midfield duos in the league already. I'd put that 100%. Up there against Caicedo and Fernandez. I'd put that up there against Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes. I think that's an excellent partnership. But we'll see. January is not that far away. We're going to be coming back home right when that transfer window opens. So, moving on to...
We might get some good news.
I mean, we'll see. We'll put in a good word while we're there, guys. We'll go chase some people down. Let's move on to our next bit of transfer business here. Antoine Semenyo. So this came out this week, and it's been all over the place, right? That come from Mike McGraw, Telegraph, and everybody's saying he's got a release clause, apparently, that includes $60 million. So it's a $60 million guaranteed and $5 million add-ons. I think that kicks in like partway through January transfer window. So it's not from January. I think it's partly through January. But they also add that the clause drops next summer to $50 million. So interesting stuff. I don't know what you think about Antoine Semenyo. Here's a little background. All right, so I'll get your thoughts here in a second. So he represents Ghana. Ghana did not qualify for AFCON, so he will not be going to AFCON right around that time where we might have 3 players gone from AFCON, 2 of which basically play in a position that he plays in. So Ahmad Mbumo and Masraoui all going to be gone. But he has also stated, Semenyo, that he doesn't want to go someplace and be a backup player, doesn't want to be rotation. He backs himself to be a starting player. Now, reportedly, according to Nathan Salt, Ruben Amorim had dinner with Semenyo in London last year to basically just meet with him and reportedly, according to Nathan Salt, assess his character, similar to what Ferguson used to do with players. Barada, Wilcox have also spoken with Bournemouth since then. Nathan Salt even says that we're ready to offer £55 million, maybe in a way to split the difference and beat out the competition, make sure that, Bournemouth actually gets some money, and ahead of maybe, losing him for $50 million in the summer, we can give him a little less now and they'll get a little more money. But I don't know. Fabrizio Romano went so far as to claim that there is a 60 to 70% chance that Semenyo leaves in the summer. I don't really know where he's getting his math from. Really don't have an idea where 60%, 70% comes from. Personally, y'all can let me know. Y'all can let me know where you think Romano's getting the math from. But yeah, okay. So I say all that to give you guys background. What are your thoughts on Semenyo, Dylan?
I like Semenyo. I really do. I think he would add pace. I think he would add some attacking flair. I think he'd link up really well with the attack. I don't think he would be a priority for us in the January transfer goal. If we could get a central midfielder, like we were just talking about with João Gomez, or if somebody else comes into play that we get, I'd take him. Yes, we'd be down with AFCON, but we bought some attackers. We've got some other players that could step up.
Yeah. Zirkzee,
we got it. Yep.
Bruno, Mount, false 9. We've played false 9 before. Zirkzee still here.
Shesko.
Yeah, Shesko will be injured for a little while. He'll be back.
Yeah, he should be coming back right around AFCON starts.
So. Yeah, right around the start, he should be back. It wasn't that bad. He's going to be out, maximum the next couple of weeks. He'll probably. Yeah. I wouldn't expect to see him against Everton. Maybe not even against the next one, which is kind of a bummer because this next run of games, we're not playing anybody in the Big Six. So we could have really used some firepower. We just really need him to get maximum points. We can go into AFCON with a little bit of a cushion. But yeah, I question whether or not we need, like you're saying, do we need Semenyo? Do we have other priorities that I'd rather go for first in January? Here's a question that I want to ask, though, and for you guys in the chat as well. Is Semenyo good enough? Like, is he good enough to play for United? Is he as good as Mbeumo? Is he as good as Cunha? He is another Premier League proven player. He is another versatile attacker, can play a variety of positions. But what about that other box of, is he good enough? Do you think he's good enough to play for? I'm not saying that. I'm not questioning that with the question that he's not. I want to know what people think about him.
Honestly, I don't know. I know he fits that Bournemouth system. He's done well with Areola. But I don't see him beating out Mbeumo on a good, just on a regular day. I don't see him beating out Cunha. And I love Cunha. You guys know that. Cunha's my guy. So, I would almost think we don't need Semenyo. I don't think he would fit the team well. I don't think he'd be good enough for us. So.
Yeah, I don't know. His numbers don't impress me. He's got 6 goals, 3 assists in the league this season. Last year he had 13 goals, 6 assists in all competitions. I've seen some people think that he could play left wing back. I don't know how I feel about that personally. If I'm getting anybody for that left-hand side, I'm probably going to opt more towards a traditional kind of fullback, someone like Elif Davis or like a Fran Garcia or somebody like that, who ticks a lot of those boxes. I just don't know where he would play personally. He doesn't want to be backup. I don't want to spend that much on a backup player, if that makes sense. If we're going to get someone as backup, I'd rather, get someone a little less, or maybe just promote a youngster. Maybe, we can promote Shea Lacey or something. Who knows, like that? I don't know. Like you're saying, we've got some players, and we've shown that we can shift around, play a false 9 if we need to. We've done that even when we haven't had injuries. We did that with Cunha against Liverpool, for instance. Box is not sure about Semenyo. Tim, welcome. Tim, how you doing? He says, yes, I think we'll prioritize a 6 if we. Yeah, so I did put a poll in the chat. I want to know where you guys think we might prioritize. Right now, most of you think we're going to prioritize midfielder. Nobody says Semenyo, and so that tells me all I need to know. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know what's going to happen with AFCON. If I looked the last AFCON that was around, so neither Cameroon or Morocco, Mbeumo and Mazraoui's nation, neither of those teams made it past the knockouts last time. So that's not that far, because it's like middle of December through middle of January. Which is stupid. I don't see Cameroon going far if Onana's in goal. He'll probably just, he doesn't seem to do well getting past group stages, so we'll just leave it at that. Maybe because we're not playing Galatasaray, maybe he'll have a shot. But no, wasn't he a big part of why they didn't qualify for the World Cup? I didn't watch that match, but
100% he was. He let one in or was poor positioning.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hey, he's doing great in Turkey. Good on him for finding his level. So
it's fine, and that's right there is another one. Like, all the people who are shouting about all these players, like, oh, we should have kept. No one cares if Onana's doing well in Turkey. like you guys, it's not that simple. It's not that black or white, right? I do think. I don't know what you feel about some of the, where you prioritize the positions that we're looking at. Fabrizio Romano did a video earlier. He claims that, because he was addressing the Karim Adeyemi links from a couple of days ago, he claims that United we are actively looking for, he says, an electric, skillful, highly talented, rapid winger or number 10. So does Semenyo fit that bill? I know Karim Adeyemi fits that bill. I just don't think Karim Adeyemi is that good. I'm just saying, promote Shea Lacey, promote Biancheri, promote some of these guys, honestly.
Yep.
Why not?
I'm with you. Promote from the academy. I think Shea Lacey could do a job. I think he'd go in and give you 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. I think so.
Yep. I think we could see Cheeto come back in and provide a little bit. I think we've got a lot of attacking youngsters that could come in and provide. They don't have to play the whole match. They could come in for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, and just put a shift in. So I
think Lacey is probably one of the most capable looking ones I've seen. We did obviously last week you guys will have seen we did Loan Watch, and then we did the Academy Watch. We did 2 videos going deep dive into a lot of the under 21s and stuff, and then everyone who's on loan. Lacey's been training with the first team. He's been spending a lot of one-on-one time with Amorim. He reportedly, for a couple outlets, I think, because Nathan Salt goes to a lot of it. He goes to pretty much everything. He thinks he's being fast-tracked. I don't have a problem with it. We did a poll the other day. Do we think we could see some youngsters get some first-team action before the rest of the season? A lot of you guys think yes. Some of you guys seem to think that's going to be Sekou Kone. He's come back from his injury and hasn't missed a beat, and so very happy with that. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about
I'd love
Semenyo.
for both of them to come in. Sekou Kone and Shea Lacey come in.
Yeah.
And I think Shea would play more than Kone, but I mean that's the future right there. You promote from the academy development and scouting.
Yeah.
So
or Camison can come in, take over on that right wing back spot too. I think that I would absolutely just love to see Camison get some minutes personally. I think he was my pick. We didn't need to go aside Giovanni Quinda. I think we could have just promoted Camison. He's older than Giovanni Quinda. I think that he'd be just fine. I'm just trying to look up real quick when we played Wolves, because we played Wolves. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if Wolves are still in that relegation spot and United are kind of running, maybe we get some youngsters promoted. That could be a spot for Camison to come on, Shea Lacey to come in, get a few minutes. Just some if we're doing well at that point. So just saying, we might see some academy guys come.
And Amorim does. I mean, despite what people want to say, Amorim does play the youth. Against Wolves last April, he started Fredrickson and Harry Amos on that left-hand side. Mainu and Garnacho started that match as well. They both played the number 10 role. Dorgu played on the right. He plays the youngsters. He's not afraid to do it. We rested a lot of first-teamers in that match as well. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm fine with it. Box agrees, rather promote some youngsters. I think it could put a lot of brownie points into Amorim's bank for the fans right now. I think that we've been on a really good run of form. I think there are still a lot of people who are not super convinced on Amorim yet. He's going to need to show a lot of them a lot more than just a 5 match unbeaten run. So, and I get it. I totally get it. Last season was inexcusable. We all said, give him the summer, give him a preseason, let him see what he can do, and then we'll see what happens. But we need to see something. You and I have spoken about this many times. So sounds like nobody's really on the Semenyo train, though. So sorry, Antoine. He's injured right now, too, I think. So he almost seems like the Timu version of Mbeumo, 25 years old, plays a little bit in a couple different positions. In Premier League, he's just not as good as Mbeumo. He's literally gotten one season where he scored double digits, and that was last year, and it was 11 goals. So I'm not convinced. Mm-hmm. He's good. He's probably a rotation option for our squad, but it's too much for a rotation player, in my opinion. So it is what it is. Final thoughts on Semenyo before we kick on?
No, I think we summed it up really well. Too much for a rotation player, and I don't think he usurps Mbeumo or Cunha. I think Mount might even be better with the pressing for the system.
Oh, big shout!
That's just me because I like Mount in the system. I think Mount is going to continue to do well, but his problem is he's going to get injured all the time. So.
Yeah, if he could stay fit, we'll see. If someone put in a cheeky bid for Mount, I'd be like, bye, see you later, bud. But we'll see what happens. All right, one more transfer rumor here we can talk about before we move on to the big stuff. So Nathan Salt, very active. This is what he had to say. I'll read it out loud for everybody. He says that with a center back on the agenda after limited progress made on extending Harry Maguire's deal, expect Manchester United to be watching Mark Guehi's situation with interest. Obviously, we all know his contract expires in the summer. Could be available for free. So it doesn't sound like the talks with Harry Maguire about taking a pay cut are progressing. It doesn't mean they're not going well. It just means maybe they've been put on hold for a second. I don't know. But the Guehi talks are not going away. I thought this was already done and dusted. I was under the impression he'd already given his word to Liverpool. But Nathan Salt and a couple other journalists in the last week or so have claimed the United could hijack this deal. It's interesting situation, our center backs. It feels like 2 summers now where our whole defense situation is up in the air. Last year we lost Lindelof and Johnny Evans for free. This year we could see Maguire walk for free unless he takes a pay cut. And then the jury is still out when it comes to the long-term fitness prospect of Luke Shaw and Lissandro Martinez. So I don't know what to make. We could be down another like 3 center backs. That's 5 in 2 summers. We need some help, maybe. I don't know if Fredrickson's ready.
100%.
Heaven is ready, I think. Mesraoui can play there. Yoro, Delit, and we could be out. That could be it for now. What are your thoughts on Mark Gahey?
Just a side shout out on this. How about if we could flip the double bird to Liverpool and just steal him? That would be great.
Just for banter, person. Don't even play him. Just get him and steal him and just put him on the bench.
Exactly. Just say, just like drop the mic and stare at him the whole time. But
you're like a dude.
A good addition. Okay.
You're like that guy who plays fantasy football and just doesn't like a player. He just gets him because he knows someone else wants him.
Yep.
You're that
I've done
guy.
that, so yes.
You're that guy. There's always one who just wants to fucking ruin it for everybody. I mean, no, I hear you, but no. I haven't watched a ton of Palace this season. I watched a lot more of him last. I like Mark Gahey. I think he's
I
a
did
good
too.
Center back.
Yep. I think he's strong. I think he's intimidating. I think he puts in a good shift. He stands his ground. He knows his positioning. I'd be interested to see how he'd work with the back three. Yep. I think he'd fit well with De Ligt too. He and De Ligt would probably work really well in that pivot, and then you could have some rotation with Yoro and Heaven, Martinez, whomever you want to go in there. So even Shaw's still going to be there.
I'm just going to look up his numbers here on FB Ref while we're talking to see where he stands. I'm going to get rid of this pop-up. I'm going to put this on the screen so we can see what we're working with here with Mark Gahey. So these are his numbers for the last year or so. So you can see a lot of greens. I'll make it bigger so we can see it a little better. Hold up, guys. I got y'all. So those are his numbers. Top 10% pretty much for tackles per 90 when it comes to carrying that ball. Really, and this is really what you're going to see now in Amorim's system from defenders is moving that ball. So when you look at the take-ons, the progressive carries, the fact that those are well above average for defenders shows you that he's comfortable just building from the back. He's comfortable initiating that first phase of attack and then getting involved. I mean, shot creating actions, things like that. He's well above average. I like his passing to improve. I mean, so this is where people got to really look at so it says progressive passes and you're like, well, Sean, that's 67%. But then when you look at the actual pass completion, it's well below average. And even for a center back, for pass completion to be low is not great because most of the time center backs have among the best pass completion. And why do you think that is?
Back passes and things like that.
Yeah, things like that. That all counts as a pass. And so I get it. It all looks nice. I'm going to put this back on the screen now. So I like Mark Gahey, though. I think he would be the one if there was any sort of indication, that if Luke Shaw picks up one more injury, that is the same, like he's done.
Yeah. Yep.
If Licha comes back and then has some sort of injury that is muscle ACL related, he's got to be done too.
Yep.
And so that's my first criteria. And if there's any indication from Gahey or his agent that he could be interested or open to a move to United, then I'm like, or maybe you just say, hey, if he's even open to it, go put the money down now and figure it out later. When it comes to the starting 11, put down a good signing bonus, put down some wages, and maybe just get him on a free now, maybe make that deal now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Would you just get it done in January? Or would you try to get it done to get him on a free? Are there other positions that are too much of a priority? Because only 12% of you would go for, actually 25% of you actually say you'd go for a Mark Gahey hijack. What are your thoughts on that, Bill?
I mean, I've said this. I'd rather go for a central midfielder. However, if he's indicating like, yeah, come get me, and he's like he's talked with United and said, "Yeah, I'm willing to go."
Yeah.
We need the help. I'm not going to say no to a Premier League proven strong defender that's going to solidify that back line. So.
Yeah, because midfield, obviously, we need better quality, but our center back situation is really two. Is if we get injuries to Shaw and Leacha, we're down to like the bare bones almost. With who we've been playing with, and so it's delicate. It seems like there's a fair number of people who think we need to go get a center back. Bach says, unless we're buying youth prospects for the future, any first team signing should be significant additions that improve the first 11, not squad signings. Yeah. It's always that battle, right? It's floor raiser or ceiling raiser. I think it depends on position for me. Right now, we need better in midfield and arguably maybe some wingback situations. It's hard, man. This is where I don't envy directors of football. But so you're saying you'd prioritize a midfielder over a center back at the moment. But the question again is, all things being equal, like you're looking at a midfielder, even if it's like Ja Gomez, but like if you get a phone call from Mark Gahey's agent, he's like, "Hey, listen, we talked to Liverpool, but he's not quite certain. Maybe he thinks Arne Slot's going to be sacked or something. Maybe he doesn't like the way Virgil van Dijk is twerking at him. I don't know. Maybe he's like, what do you guys? Do you guys need some help? What would you guys be willing to offer? Like, do you put that phone down, or do you say, hold on, let me go get Rube, let me go get Wilcox and Barada? Like then again, if there's any indication,
I'm having a conversation at least. Like, hey, he's interested. Let's see, what can we put together? Is this going to fit the system? How you want to play?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm at least going to consider it.
Yeah, it's an interesting prospect. I don't know. Will you guys let me know in the chat if you prioritize, because again, the funds are going to be finite. We don't have an infinite amount. We're not Man City. We're just going to go sign 4 first team players in January. It's not going to happen. So it's about priorities. Again, I think quality wise, we need better midfielders. But if Shaw picks up an injury, if Leacha picks up an injury, if Maguire doesn't want to renew his contract, you already have to start planning for life without him. And he's not. If somebody picks him up on a free in January, what are the odds of Maguire actually putting in 100%? I don't think he's the kind of guy who's not going to want to play because he doesn't want to risk injury for a new club. But it's something that you have to roll around in the back of your mind, at least to consider. So we could be down to bare bones again. So there's just always seem to be more questions than answers. But I like Gahey. If there was an indication that he would be available, I would like to, because I don't, aside from Aiden Heaven and maybe God will Kokonki, I don't see a whole lot of youngsters in the center back department that I think are like they're ready to go. So we do need some help. So if you could get him on a free in the summer, that'd be better. If you could get in a pre-contract deal in January, I think that would be ideal personally. But again, could still be stuck in a situation. But there are other center back options in January. I did do my January deals. One of those options plays in South America, and they have an off season around wintertime. So just saying, that's something to consider. We got some time. Why don't we talk about this real quick, Dylan? Because why not? Let me go down to my next slide here. Let's talk about Manchester United in the NBA, because obviously you're a basketball guy, you coached, and I'm sure you watch it. I don't really watch it. But reportedly, we are going to be one of the clubs that sound like we're going to be investing in this European NBA, NBA Europe. Apparently NBA is trying to grow the popularity in the sport worldwide. And sounds like a host of European cities, according to some journalists, including Manchester, are going to host some franchises. I don't know, man. Apparently, it's a $50 billion market and a commercial value of just over $200 million. I just don't get it. And this is coming from the president of the Italian Basketball Federation, Gianni Petrucci, says, if Manchester United, the most popular football team in the world, has already said yes, there must be a reason. This could launch in 2027. What are your thoughts on this whole European NBA, Manchester United being involved in the NBA? Where do you land on this?
Historian in me, I know Manchester United had a basketball team for a little while before they sold it to become the Manchester Bulls or whatever it was.
Interesting.
So, I mean, a little bit historian in me is like, oh, bringing it back. The fan in me is like, yes, this is going to be cool. It's going to be related to Manchester United. I have a European team to root for. Awesome. The football fan in me is like, I don't see why we need to do that. It doesn't. 200 million. Yeah, there's potential there, but I feel like we could find other forms of investment that are not going to be taking focus away. I don't know. We're not Barcelona, Real Madrid. So
yeah, I think I would rather just sell some like celebrity signed shirts or something, or come out with a fourth kid or something. I don't know. In terms of just raising funds, I don't know. Is basketball that huge outside of the U.S.? Obviously, I don't watch basketball, so I have no idea.
So European basketball, there is quite a market for it, especially in Italy, Greece, and Spain, France too. So you not as big in Germany, or growing in Germany because of Dirk Nowitzki. England's never had a big basketball fandom. Honestly, basketball is much bigger in Asia, Philippines, China.
Interesting.
Much larger following there. So it's a little weird that they're pivoting NBA Europe. But I'm going to run that one, Fox. By the way,
Dylan's gonna. That'll be all Dylan. I'll give him the password. I'll let him roll with it. You can do some watch-alongs and stuff.
What is up, everybody?
The moment the commercials start hitting, I tune out, man. That's why I can't watch the NFL anymore. Too many commercials. That'll be funny. We would probably be the only one, Box. Let me tell you. Maybe that's
it's a niche market. I'm gonna monetize, guys. I'm gonna be the first.
Do you guys in the chat? Do you guys watch basketball? I know, like, there are other celebrities who, like, Antoine Griezmann is like huge, like loves basketball. I mean, probably a little too much when it comes to Halloween. If you know, you know. That's interesting, though. I didn't know that they had a. Obviously, I don't know anything about basketball, so it sounds like you're pro doing it. I mean, as long as, to me, it doesn't detract funds or anything from the first team or the academy or the women's team, I don't care. I don't like multi-club ownership for when it splits financial loyalty and priorities and things. I don't have a problem utilizing it with loans and stuff or signings, but this is a whole different thing. I know that the Glazers invested in that cricket team. I know less about cricket than I do about basketball, so don't ask me about cricket. I think there's something called a googly or something. And in my life, if you're making up words like that for a sport, it's like when people say euchre and they're like, oh, what are some of the euchre terms like that are just weird?
I haven't played euchre.
There's the bower. I'm like, what the hell is a bower? I'm like, you can't just make shit up and just pretend we're all just fine with it. It doesn't make sense. So I am the only Michigander who apparently doesn't know how to play euchre, by the way. So there's that.
So guys, you can hear the little demon in the back. I went on vacation this weekend and abandoned her, and she's letting me know all sense.
Aren't cats like they're just totally fine, right, on their own? They just don't care.
Generally, she finds her own stuff to do, but she's letting me know that she was not pleased that I just left her alone.
Letting you know by digging every little needle on her body into your skin.
Yes, my hand hurts now.
So you guys let me know in the chat what you think about this European NBA thing. If you watch basketball, are you into it? I don't know. Some people are just sports people and they watch just everything. I am not. Well, I'm just like, I don't have that kind of time to watch all these different sports, so it's not going to happen. I watch enough footy as it is. Like, I watch enough different leagues of footy. I don't need to start adding other sports to this because that'll just take my whole day up. So. But it's something worth talking about since I saw it. I know you're a basketball guy, so you're cool with it, it sounds like.
Yeah, as long as, like you said, as long as it doesn't detract from the football club, that's perfect. So.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. So, all right, well, Dylan has spoken. You've heard it. So. All right, guys. please
You
make sure
ready,
you're
guys?
liking.
2027 United versus everybody basketball. So
Yeah, right. But that's and that's gonna apparently before we get the win the league in a couple years before we get the new stadium and stuff. So there's that. But we're gonna shift gears, you guys. Please make sure you like and please make sure you subscribe to the channel, you guys, if you are new, because we're gonna shift gears to more of a podcasty kind of vibe. Obviously, I put out some posts recently about what we're going to be talking about now, today's topic. Some of you guys have responded as well. I want to bring that up too so I can have it on the screen here so I can see what I'm talking about. Talking footy to non-football people. I don't know what your experience has been, Dylan. I don't know what you guys' experience in the chat has been with that. It surprises me still to this day that there are people who live in the UK and England and like who don't care about football. That always struck me as weird. Like it makes sense on its face. Like there are people here who don't care about baseball, like me. But when I go to the UK and I'm going there for footy and I'm like out talking to people sometimes and they're like, "Oh, I don't go in for the football," and I'm like, "Well, what? You're allowed to say that here? I don't understand."
You live in the UK. What are you sure? Are you a communist? Like
I don't know. Let's not get political. But it's just interesting.
I say that in class all the time just to mess with the kids. So
right? What is this?
History joke, guys. Don't demonetize us.
History joke. It's a joke. We're calling it a joke. But like, how often do you even talk to non-football fans about? How often does that even happen? Like in your life and you're just in general? Like, is it family? I know you've got girlfriend now. I don't know if you guys are calling yourselves girlfriend, but not to put you on blast, but like. Obviously, she's going to ask questions about you and your interests. Like, what do those conversations look like for you?
So with her, a lot of it is she listens politely, and I can tell she does not care.
Nice.
And so she made the mistake. This is her fault because now I bring it up constantly. I tell her all about Manchester United. She's like, okay, cool, great. And then she told me, she made a joke. She's like, yeah, my team's like AFC Wimbledon. Oh, I spam her with AFC Wimbledon stuff now. It's like, well, they just won 2-1 in the EFL trophy, and they might, they could play United in the FA Cup. And she's like, please stop. I was just mad. I don't want to hear this. And so honestly, that's how a lot of my conversations go with people that are non-football related.
Yeah.
Like it's all like comedy related, like because I know they don't care, so I will make it entertaining for myself and bring all these minute facts and into things about people and players, and they're just like, yeah, great. Oh, okay. How about that local sports team? Like,
yeah, go sports.
Yeah,
go team.
The amount of times I've heard that.
Yeah, Box got an interesting point here. You ask somebody whose their team is, and they don't have one. Yeah, neutral fans bug me, Box. I don't get neutral fans.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how can you actively watch football but not support it? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
like I just don't get it. Like I can't watch a sport that I have no personal attachment. Your cat just hates your guts right now, by the way.
She's so mad, and I don't know why. I fed her. I played with her.
That's fine. She wants attention, man. She's cat. That's what they're all.
She does.
That's funny. You can hang out with her. She's cool. But it's just, I mean, how in depth do these conversations even go for you when you have these conversations?
They don't go very in depth. I'll bring up. So really, what it comes down to is it usually comes down to. So is like Ronaldo on your team, and I'm like, yes, he was at one point, like,
a long time ago. Yeah. And the only reason you know his name is because of us. You're welcome.
Exactly. And then they're like, what about Messi? And it's like, he's never played for us, but he's good too. Like,
yeah, because you can't hang in England. That's what it is.
Exactly.
I hope you're watching, Brad.
That's kind of one of those things, though, because it's like baseball. You might know a couple of players or historical players, maybe like Babe Ruth.
Tony Parker. That's all I remember.
That's basketball.
Oh, who was the guy? Who was the guy who played for the Tigers? Something Tony.
Sorry, hold on.
This would have been like 25 years ago. That's the one I remember.
Tony.
Something. I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, but it just comes down to like you talk about like people you think they know, or they'll bring somebody up like Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, yeah, just talk about a couple of things, but you can't talk about the intricacies. And then when you meet somebody that kind of knows about it, now you have to gauge, okay, how much do you know? How much can we talk about here? Like,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
It's so it happens. It happens pretty semi frequently with me that people will ask because obviously my wife and I hang out. We do like trivia. We've got other friends. I've got
Mhm.
friends. I got like fishing buddies and whatnot, family. And I've perfected the art of finding the balance between letting them know a little bit, but
Yeah,
not opening up that rabbit hole and it's not because for me personally, it's not because I'm like, well, you don't care or I don't want to talk to you. It's because I know myself
yeah,
that if I don't put that boundary on myself,
yep.
I will literally monopolize a conversation
Hmm.
for hours because it's just people they ask questions, like who's the best team? Like, and I'm saying, well, it's United. No,
Yeah,
who's the best player? And I'm like, anyone at United. But usually it's like, oh, it's complicated. There's a lot of factors involved and things,
hmm,
not really best or whatever. People ask like for sometimes people can't understand that you can win the league without like having a game that decides to win the league
hmm,
for, like necessarily like we have the Super Bowl and the NFL like championships. We don't like that's obviously we do that for like Champions League and FA Cups, but the league
yeah,
is just it's a point system. So trying to explain the point
yep,
system to them sometimes I look at him and then I can just this is the look I get.
yeah. Like, what does that mean? What?
And I'm like, yep, I know, I get it. Is this what it? And it used to be different. There used to be 2 points and then 1 point. Like
Hmm.
it's so I have to check myself. People will sometimes ask me like some early on in my marriage, my wife would ask me like, "What does offside mean?" And I'm like, "Do you really want to have this conversation? I can go get the whiteboard out. I can give you some quizzes and stuff. Like you would be tested on this. Like there's just so many things you could like history, tactics, different
Hmm.
leagues, different explaining to them how it works. Like like in England, like the English football tier league. Like imagine the NFL has this like a minor league and this and that, and then imagine every other country has the same system. Like
Yep.
that's what it's like. And I'm like, there's just a lot of things, and like they play sometimes some of these players are playing like 70 some odd games between internationals and cup competitions in a year and it's
Hmm.
3 times a week sometimes and it's literally a football match is the equivalent of running a 10K and they're doing that 3 times. Like it's insane and people just like and then they can see I'm getting into it and they're like no.
Yep.
Most people back off when they see me start getting into it a
That
little bit.
because I have that same thing when they're like know a little bit and they're interested and then their eyes glaze
Yeah,
over if you start going into the minutia and you're like, oh,
yeah.
okay, I'll stop now. I'm not.
You can tell the people pretty quickly who are if they're just being polite or if
Yep.
they like are actually somewhat interested, and
Yep.
that's usually the determinant factor for me.
Yep.
When it comes, are there any like what are some common questions that people ask you?
Well, like Box has, who's your favorite team? And then immediately I
Yeah,
say United. And then when they say, a lot of them will say, well, what about Real Madrid? Or they say, mine's Real Madrid, or Barcelona. And my first thought is, well, you're just a fair weather fan. And then if they say
yeah,
Arsenal, I'm like, ah, or
yeah.
Liverpool. I'm like,
Then we report them to the police.
exactly.
I
And
read I read by the way that North Korea is going to start broadcasting Premier League matches. I was texting that the other day, and they were like, and Bill, and they were like, "Well, I wonder who he supports," and I'm like, "Probably Liverpool." Um,
mhm,
but yeah, it's just nobody's perfect. Whenever I hear somebody say, "Oh, I know such and such," they support Liverpool. I just say, "No one's perfect. It's okay."
and do notice that nobody ever says Manchester City.
Yeah, which because does do they
They're not
really?
really.
Let's be
Not,
honest.
they're not real.
They're
So,
all just former United supporters anyway. So
yeah.
yeah, there are some the similar questions, and things like that. Just most of the time, honestly, it's people who I don't think they realize it right off the bat because I don't think a lot of them know. But they're like, "Oh, do you ever go to games?" Because I think that they when I say I like soccer, they think, "Oh, there's like soccer around here," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, it's in the UK, so."
Yep.
And then when I tell them yes, they're like, "Oh wow, you have." And then they look at my wife and they're like, "You let him do that?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm a grown ass man." Um, like yeah, I'm going to him, but it's interesting. Obviously, you and I have I guess you could call it a somewhat removed involvement in it. Obviously, we're American. We're not Manc. We get it. I don't think our passion is any diminished or any less so or anything like that. But obviously, there's different it's just different than, right? It's not necessarily less than
Yep.
or more. It's just different than. So it's I've seen like it's just interesting. Let me see what you guys say in the chat here. Tim says there was a big hooligan problem in the 80s. Took a while for football to rebuild its reputation in the UK. Yeah, I think for some older people, that's at least older Americans, that probably is somewhat what they think of. Most people like they just don't. I mean, honestly, here, Tim, and like everyone else who's not from America, here, soccer is just it's a rich person sport.
Yep.
It's what you play when your family has money because there's a reason that we have a thing here called pay to play.
Yep.
Because here it's very expensive to play soccer. We call it soccer here. We don't call it football here. As you get in the context of this conversation, just because that's how Americans talk about it. It's just, yeah, it's a lot. Not really many Americans ever really experience it like at all, unless you're little. And then we usually, for a lot of kids, when they reach like middle school or high school, they stop. They just stop. It's just the way it is because by that point, your only options are really to maybe play in college. And then even in college, you've got very little options after that. That's just the way it is. You probably end up coaching more than you are going to be playing at that point. It's just interesting, man. What about criticisms or arguments? Do you ever get into criticisms or arguments about footy? Like, do people like to bash it and stuff?
All the time.
Yeah,
All
like
the
what
time.
do they
They're
bash?
like, oh, they fall down all the time. They're fake injured.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to defend this.
Yeah. My brother is notorious for that. So he'll see me watching it and he's like, well, he hates it. He'll watch it for a little bit with me just to try to like, try to appease me. And he's like, I can't do this. This is stupid. Like they're just falling down. Like, I know I don't like it either, but it's part of the game.
Yeah. Most time,
that's the biggest one that comes out. So.
The criticism I hear a lot is that it's too slow. There's not enough, or it's boring. There's not enough happening. Like why are there where are the goals at? Why are they not scoring goals and stuff?
Okay.
And it's hard to explain it.
Just to add into that, yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, and yes, it is a little bit hard to understand some of it. But let's say you go to an American football game, and I have watched high school football games. I've seen a college football game. I've never been to the pros because I don't. Trying to go to the Lions game is $300 now, and I don't have $300.
No, if that.
And I'm just saying, this is my perspective on it. They do one play, then they all get up, they call a play. The announcers, if you're on TV, you get a lot of the break. You get the announcers talk about stuff. They show different perspectives. Like it kind of keeps everything going. If you're there, you got 40 seconds.
Yeah,
where you're going to just sit there and watch them. And so I'm like, I think there's more movement with soccer, or football, with basketball. There's at least things to kind of look at.
I could set my watch by a football game or a football match. NFL, like you hit it right on the head. It's literally a 2-second run or something and 30-second cut to commercial. And you're at home, you're watching the commercial. You're going to go take a piss. You're going to go grab a snack. And you're just sitting there in the crowd, and it's so boring. I love football. Like I would rather play like American football than play basketball. Like I used to play football a lot. I can't watch it anymore. I just can't. Yeah. It's just done, dude. Box says some people don't understand the whole process of pro rel. Yeah, it's a huge thing here, Box. It's a big criticism for a lot of people here in America that there's no pro rel with MLS. Now the USL is going to start a new pro rel system because the USL has a couple leagues within it. So the USL is almost becoming its own isolated thing. MLS, if you wanted a big kind of microcosm of what pay to play is, just look at the MLS. It's just you pay a crap ton of money for a franchise and that's it. It's a closed system. You're never at risk from going out of business or anything. Basically, you get some Apple TV money in your pocket. It's just, and especially if you get guys like Messi and Beckham or Zlatan who come in, it's basically a license to print money at that point. So even MLS games, I guarantee you're going to be at least 4 times, if not more, as much than going to a United game. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. So the non-league system, I don't even get that far with people, bro. Although I will say, in the States, we do have a pretty intricate, like pyramid, a football pyramid here in the States. There's a lot of leagues. We have, that's one thing I do say we've done well is we've made it pretty grassroots and affordable to have a club here at like the NPSL or like the MWPL with the Midwest, which is where Livonia City was, the club I was on the board for. The franchise fees for those are relatively low. They do help you out. You get some free gear and stuff. That's really cool. I think that the rest of the leagues, including USL and America, they're trying to thrive and almost exclude the MLS. It almost seems like the MLS is seen as the enemy these days. So we'll see. There's no shortage of clubs around here anywhere. You close your eyes and throw a stick, you're gonna hit somebody. Like Livonia used to play across the street from me. So Tim says rugby is actually seen as more gentrified in England. Some look down on football. Is that still because of the hooliganism, do you think? I know Rugby World Cup is huge over there, like absolutely huge. I know the Lee Leopards, they own the stadium where the academy plays. So, I mean, rugby's huge there. We met a nice couple, Justin and I, we were there in the suites, an older couple, but they've got their season ticket holders to the rugby team, the Lee Leopards. So everybody loves it over there. Interesting. I've never watched rugby myself. I do have the All Blacks book. That's a pretty good book. I think it's called Relentless. But yeah, criticisms. Diving obviously is the one. Boring. I've heard a lot of people say it's boring. I've tried to explain to them like it's kind of like it's kind of like chess with some of the tactics. You're trying to maneuver the opposition just as much as you're trying to maneuver your possession and whatnot. Making runs, holding onto the ball, building out from the back, inviting presses. Like I try to like just explain. I mistakenly, like I would say I kick around a lot. Early in my marriage, I mistakenly brought my wife with me once to try to teach her how to kick a ball around. It did not go well. It led to an argument. We ended up just fighting for like a little while, and then it was fine afterwards. But I'm like, all right, because just you have to explain the basics before you can even explain the basics. It's just embarrassing. So. Like just So then if I try to say, well, yeah, we're trying to invite the press, and to me that's like a basic thing. Then I got to explain, well, what does that mean? What is press? What does that mean? And I'm like, all right, we're done here. What are some of the big differences you've noticed, Dylan? Like, do you see any differences? Like, I think for me, one of the big differences, like, I don't know, like I've interacted with enough English football fans to realize Americans seem to like jerseys a lot more than English football fans. Like you'll notice this when we go over there. Not a whole lot of people that are like local wear like jerseys. They just don't. So Tim says rugby was traditionally upper class. That's just something I've learned. Okay. Have you noticed any? Yeah, they just don't really. It's not that they don't. It's not that they're against it. They just don't care about it as much. It seems like most of the meg store is going to be day trippers. Like technically, you and I are day trippers. Like, we're there for a week. Are we week trippers? We're not day trippers, or like tourists. Which I'm not saying that to be degrading or anything. It's just the facts. Because it is the biggest club in the world, but most people don't because it is a day-to-day thing for them. Like if you went to a Lions game every single week, you might not wear your jersey every single. And if you've been doing that for years because you're a season ticket holder, you might not think of it. It's like when I got to college and there was a ready-to-made Belgian waffle station in the cafeteria for the first like 2 weeks, I was having Belgian waffles every day. And after that, I didn't want a Belgian waffle anymore. Yeah, like the appeal is gone after that point. Bach says retro shirts seem to be more popular. Interesting.
Okay, that makes sense. That would make sense to me. But as somebody who really likes jerseys, that's a little. It's a little disconcerting.
I like them a little too much.
Yeah.
If you come over to my house, you'll notice. It keeps growing. My collection, by the way, it's not okay. Literally, I have 50 jerseys. It's not okay. It's embarrassing. My wife came up here the other day and actually did a double take because I don't think she realized just how extensive my problem was.
John, the first step is admitting it. So.
Well, like you've been in here. So where I'm sitting, there's a door here in the hallway, and from the doorway you can see my rack, and like not this rack, my jersey rack. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting here working on stuff, and she walks by, and I see her, and then she goes. She like dips back in. She's like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, don't worry about it. It's fine. Box
Not a
says,
problem. I don't have a problem.
are the locals aware there's a World Cup coming to America? I mean, I think that we do have a fair number of like European football supporters in America. Like we like we watch a lot of it.
Yeah.
And there are the vast percentage of Americans will never get to go to a game in Europe. It's just the way it is. It's just it's expensive. I get it. I'm stupid and I like to spend my money on it because whatever. I don't have kids. Fuck it. I do what I want. I'm happy with my choices, by the way. But so for a lot of them, when there are friendlies in the summer preseason tours or something, or this World Cup, they're all over it, Box. When we used to do the International Champions Cup here, like at U of M and stuff, it's packed. It's 115,000 seat stadium. It's literally packed. I was at the Chelsea Real Madrid game with Justin and his family. It was insane. So yes, there will be people there. It'll be packed. That's why it's, $600 and some odd a night for a hotel room anywhere these games are going on. That's why the flights are going to be booked. That's why the tickets are insane, because that's what they can do. So yeah, we'll be doing watch parties at people's houses. I will not be, and the pub will be packed because like it was for the World Cup in Qatar. When it was U.S. versus England, literally standing room only at Sean O'Callahan's. It was awesome. Box says, football shirts can always trigger memories of a particular player, game, moment, or for a fan. Yeah, like the Cantona one I've got next to me. This was my first jersey I ever got. Dylan, what was your first jersey?
My first jersey was a training kit. That Aeon training kit, I think I've worn a couple times.
Okay.
I bought that. It was on sale. From United's website, and I was like, I don't have anything United related. I'll get that. So that was the first one.
I have a few training kits. I do like a lot of our training kits. The one we've got this year, like the red and black one's pretty cool looking. I was looking for that one. I don't like purple. I know you like purple. I'm not a big fan of purple, so it's not my cup of tea. But I do like the training tops. They're pretty sick. Obviously I've got a few. Do you ever wonder what other people think about you when you talk about footy? Do you ever wonder what people think about you when you're watching it? like I watch it with my wife, or like when we're at the pub, right? There are people who are like, what the hell? Do you ever wonder what goes on in their heads?
A little bit. Most of the time, I don't care because I'm so engrossed in the match. I'm like, oh my God.
Just locked in.
Yeah. Once in a while, when we get loud, like something good happens or bad, I'll be like, maybe we should tone it down a little bit for the non-football fans here. But that's not going to happen. So,
you should have seen the old days when Justin and I would go to Sean O'Callahan's. We almost got thrown out a couple times because Justin used to be a lot worse. Justin's loud, you know that, but Justin used to be loud and like profane at the same time. So when it's 3 PM and you're in the middle of a pub and there are like kids around and Justin and like Madrid don't score something and Justin's like, fuck. And the owner's like, I think Justin's probably said sorry to the owners more than he said anything else. Box says that Leon game was mental. Was watching it at home. A lot of shouting from the neighbors. Yeah, ask Bill if we ever get Bill on the channel. Ask him sometime to talk about the Leon match.
So that Europa League final that we watched, we were at Bill's house. He was telling me, Sean, he said that was the funniest thing he's ever watched. Just could not figure out the door.
They had the little child lock or whatever. And I'm sitting there shaking the thing because we scored, and I was literally gonna pull a Giggsy and start windmilling the shirt, running around his neighborhood. They were probably gonna have to move after that if I had done that, because you can't have this half naked guy running, and they're gonna know where I came from.
Meanwhile, Sean's struggling with the door. I threw my phone across the living room and turned it off. I was like, I can't do this. I'm fuming. I got texts from you. I got texts from my friends like, hey, I just saw the score change. I'm like, yeah, I know they lost. He's like, no, they won. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then I did it. Sean, I didn't tell you this. I did it again.
Nice.
I did the Spurs match. When we went down to 10 men and they scored, I was like, fuck it. I turned it off. And I get the text that says Delict scores. I'm like, mother.
You can't count us out, man. Remember when people? You remember? I don't think you were at Loaded Dice. That one kid when we were playing Coventry, and they had scored. Or scored, like people just left, bro. They were just like rage quitting a Halo match or something. They were just done, dude. Like, fuck this game. I quit. So was a controller. Where the fuck did you get a controller from? And then they come like you can never count us out. I'll say that, but it's insane what people think. Like I feel bad sometimes when like we're in a group of people and it's like a lot of my football friends, but then like one or two people who don't know anything. Like I try to find some sort of balance. Like we were at Bill's recently, and it was like everybody who watches games together, and then like this one guy Tony, and this isn't like disrespect, but like he doesn't watch football or anything. He's a great guy, really nice guy, knows a lot, travels a lot. But I felt bad because we was like whenever all the guys were just like it's all footy all the time, and I'm like so I was trying to engage with Tony a little bit, but it's just I feel bad, right?
Yep.
I just wonder sometimes what goes on in people's head. And you're like cheering for like a clearance or something, or like, like Delit will come in and like just kick the ball into the stands or something when we're facing a counterattack. And we're like, fuck yeah, go on, Delit. And everyone's like, nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. They're like, did somebody score? We're like, no. They're like, then why the fuck are you cheering?
Watch the game, damn it.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't know.
And that
Box says hundreds of fans came flooding back into Wembley when they heard VAR ruled out the goal. I stood there, man. I could tell literally in real time that it was offside. I saw it was offside. You can see the parallax, the way the field, like the camera looks. I'm like, it's offside. Yes, it's by a toe, but it's offside. What were you saying? Sorry.
That's the frustrating thing, though, for me. It's like you're watching it, you're into it, and there's people that don't get it, and you're just like,
you don't deserve TV. Yeah. Get out of here.
No, turn it off.
I'll tell you another. So back when I was I'll preface by saying this. Ted Lasso has got to be one of the worst things that's happened to me when it comes to interacting with non-football fans. Like, and here's why, because it comes up. It's like everybody's sounding board. It's like everybody's like rebound for. That's the only thing non-football fans will say now is Ted Lasso. Oh, is that like Ted Lasso? And I'm like, yep, that's my life. That's Ted Lasso is my life. There's a story. So when I was with Livonia City FC, right, when I was a board member, I volunteered to be the guy in charge of sponsorships, right? Of basically getting businesses to give us money because you need money. And so I'm talking to all these people, and one of the people that I got was Weingarts, the snow and lawn care people, whatever. And it's a numbers game. They're awkward conversations. You really got to work on your sales pitch, and that took me a little bit of time. But it is a numbers game. For every like 100 calls I made, I probably talked to like 2 people, and maybe out of all of it, I've got like 5 or 6 sponsorships. But so I'm talking to this Weingarts lady, and the whole time I'm like, give me money, and she's talking, and she's like, oh, is that like Ted Lasso? And I'm like, oh no, but in my mind I'm like, yep, it's exactly like Ted Lasso. Whatever I have to say for you to give me your money, I'm like, that's exactly it. And I'm like fake laughing and shit on the phone because I'm like, just give me money. I just want your money. But now, like, even talking to like my parents or like other friends or like random people, like, yeah, is that like Ted Lasso? Yeah, we love that show. And I'm like, yep, that's what it is. That's exactly it. Day to day. Oh man, what about so Emma? She's sorry, I didn't mean to put her on blast like that. She kind of knows it, but she's learned to like, that's where my wife was. I asked her the other day in prep for this show, because obviously I was getting people's thoughts and stuff. Now she told me that when we first got married, like I told her, like, yeah, I'm big into soccer, like you Manchester United, and I don't think she quite knew like the extent of my crazy. But you're in that mode where it's like you're excited to learn about things and you want to like start and like. But she told me last week, she was like, when I saw just how deep you go and like how analytical and how much you watch and all these different, like, she was like, I came downstairs and I didn't understand the language, and like you were watching some random like South American league, and I'm like, I didn't even know we got that channel, or like watching matches multiple times because I do that. and even academy matches. She's like, you watch the academy? I'm like, yeah. she was like, I got really intimidated, and she was like, nope, I'm done. She's like, that's a whole bunny hole I'm not even like exploring. So your girlfriend will have that to look forward to over time.
She's like, just don't bring the bad juju. Like if they lose, don't bring that. Like,
oh yeah, my wife can tell if we lose.
Yep.
I'm not like snappy. She just can tell. She's like, yeah,
you're down. You're frustrated.
Yeah. What about your family?
Memes.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like those memes when it's like the little kid about to go watch 11 men go decide how my weekend's gonna go.
Yeah, and they're all rubbish. What about your family? Are you guys, your dad or your brother or anything?
They can't understand why I like it. They're just like, why? My dad likes basketball more, and so he's like, I don't see why you'd like soccer.
Well, he's an older Midwestern guy. That's like the thing, right?
Yeah, he likes football and basketball. That's what he likes to watch. And then my brother just doesn't like sports, so he doesn't understand even why I'd want to watch this.
Because he was probably adopted or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
no, just joking. I'm joking.
It's that engineering. He's an engineer, so it doesn't get.
That's funny. Tim mentioned on the post, his comment on the post I put out. He says that non-football fans they tend not to understand the level of joy that can be achieved, like i.e. when you score a last-minute goal. And I responded and said the 99 finals sort of epitomizes that feeling perfectly. Like that feeling is something you really just can't. There aren't words big enough, I feel like, right?
If I'm ever down, I will just rewatch clips from that final and just be like, get in there. Like,
yeah, if you have MUTV, you can watch all these old matches, man. If you got Amazon Prime, go watch the 99 series. It's awesome. Not as good as Class of 92. Class of 92 is good times, but I think 99 is cool because you get to hear from a lot of different players. My family, they know that I like football, right? But I think that's about they know that I've gone to some games. They know I was on with Livonia City, but like my dad, he's just so funny. He thinks that it reminds me of when I worked at bookstores. People used to come in and think that because I worked there, I knew about every book. Like you can name a book and I'm just like, yep. I'm like, if I don't like that kind of book, I'm not going to know anything about it. So, but like my dad, he just assumes that I know everything that's going on soccer related because I'm into soccer and football. And so anytime something happens like this, some random thing in like the MLS, he's like, oh, did you see that? And I'm like, no, I don't watch MLS.
I don't watch the MLS.
I'm like, I don't. And so, and God love him. Like, I get it. He wants to connect. I'm just like, I don't. And I think maybe he thinks I'm being dismissive. I don't know, man. So, my mom is.
Tim's got a good comment there.
What has got here? Tim says, when I was young, my brother decided to support Liverpool just to wind me up. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's why your parents had two kids, so one of them could die and you wouldn't have to worry about it.
All right. You can disown him, Tim. It's okay.
Why you just don't have a brother anymore at that point? I'll pray for you.
Sorry, what were you saying about your mom?
What was I saying about my mom? Big up, Stephanie's in the house. We're just Stephanie. If you guys are just joining, we're kind of having a fun little conversation about what it's like to talk football with non-football fans. We have used the word soccer many times in the context of the stories that we're telling, because for a lot of us, it is that. So, but yeah, if he's your little brother, Tim, all it takes is a good smack upside the head to set him straight. I don't know. I don't have brothers. I don't know how it works, but like my mom, again, so like my dad thinks I just, because I am into it, I know everything that, like, I have my finger on the pulse of everything. Anything that happens related, I'll know about it. It's not. My mom is one of those people where, like, so the best way I can say this, one year for Christmas, and I'll preface this by saying I don't like Christmas presents. I don't like presents for birthdays. I don't like presents. I don't like people spending money on me. Amen. I just don't like it.
I'm the same way, dude.
I don't like the whole show of it. Yeah, it is what it is. So one year for Christmas, 1 year operating on the thought of, well, Sean likes soccer, right? And she bought me a foosball table. I'm like, Mom, I love you. I love you,
Oh,
Mom.
that
It's
was
but
good.
honest, like this is the first time I had to have this
Oh,
like a hard conversation because usually I don't like hurting people's feelings and stuff. I feel like I handled it really well because I called her one
oh,
day and God love her. But it was the worst gift ever. It was the worst gift ever. This is the reason I don't like presents
oh!
because
I
this
didn't expect
awkward.
that in a million years, dude.
Christmas is the worst, right? I don't know what it's like for you, but every time you open a present, what's the one thing everyone hold it up so we can see. You get something,
Yeah.
hold it up. I'm like it's a fucking foosball table. I can't hold it up. I hold it up. You take me to the
Just
hospital
pick it
for a
up. Come
hernia.
on, you're.
Hold it up. What'd you get? Hold it up. And you're like, just all the photos of you when you're little, just holding some ugly ass shirt. Like, hold it
Yep.
up. I hate foosball. Long story short, I have never liked foosball tables, and you know why? Because they're loud as shit. They're so loud. You always get that hyper kid who can't play, so he just spins the shit over and over again. And you're like, all right, Tommy, you're going home. You're done. You're not invited to my birthday party ever again. Fuck out of here.
Yep. Get out.
I just don't like foosball. So I get it, but that's what I mean. Like I like fishing. So like my mom and dad were out one day doing like antiquing, whatever the fuck old people do. And they're like, Sean likes fishing. They were like, they got me this old ass tackle box with like all these rusted ass lures in it. And I'm like, I get the thought. I appreciate the thought, but I'm like, the fuck am I getting? I'm getting a tetanus shot just from looking at this thing. This is old as shit.
Yep.
And so I get it. Like, it sounds like I'm ungrateful. I'm not ungrateful, but I'm like, oh yeah, box, that would be the worst. It would be funny if my parents were like, "Oh, you like Manchester? We got you this Manchester jersey, and it's like sky blue," and I'd be like,
So, yeah. It would so it would be that would be the worst. The two worst options would be sky blue Manchester City shirt, or like, hey, we got you a football shirt. We know you like that, and they get you like Van Dyke, and you
"Yeah."
just be like, I have to burn this. I'm sorry, I
Or
can't.
like my dad would, that's something my parents would do. They would be flipping through it one day just to look at it, and then all he'll remember is that they wear red. And
Yep.
he'll be like, "Yep, we got you this jersey at Soccer World, which is a soccer store in Canton, right down the street."
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be a hard conversation. Yeah, this is why I don't like
cannot
gifts
wear
because
this.
you just
So,
yeah.
yep.
So I just let me buy my own
So,
shit. I'm fine.
so just the side note about families and stuff like that, and work. So for me, it's funny because I'll tell the kids tell me what teams they support, and it's Real Madrid is the most popular one. I
Yeah,
saw. I have one thing, other thing to tell you about football shirts. So Real Madrid's the most popular one. Liverpool's second because of Salah, and then Arsenal. And every time I was like, well, it's okay. You can make bad choices now. Just feel free to change that.
no one's perfect.
Yeah. So that's the first one. The second one is I told Emma. I was we were talking. We were talking about the football jerseys, and she's like, "Yeah, I have a student that comes in with an Arsenal shirt on." And my first thought was like, "Oh, tell him he's wrong, and that he needs to change his ways."
That's what detention's
Yeah,
for.
I know. I was like,
That's why they invented detention.
"Tell." I literally was like, "Tell him to make better choices. There are better teams out."
There's
Oh,
nothing wrong with holding a kid back for supporting Arsenal
exactly.
or Liverpool. There's nothing
That's
wrong with
brain
that.
damage right there. I think so.
Basically, yeah, he's a couple deviations left of middle if we're going to be honest with each other. And you understand that joke, so it's awesome.
Yeah. So, and this was hilarious yesterday. I couldn't believe I saw this. And this is out in the wild, everybody, out in the wild.
Out in
I
the
had it
wild.
out in the wild. I saw a student, not my student, somebody else's student, with a Manchester United jersey on. Can you guess what player?
Oh, hold on. Is it current or past?
A recent previous player.
A recent was it Donny Van de Beek? Because that would be
It was
awesome.
not Donny Van de Beek, but that would have
Ah,
been awesome.
Garnacho, probably Garnacho.
Nope.
Rashford.
Nope.
I give up.
Anthony.
Was it Ericsson? Was it Ericsson?
It was Anthony.
Oh, it was
I
Anthony.
was like,
No.
Anthony? What? I went up to him and was like, I didn't even know they sold any of those shirts.
Gosh, they probably got
Oh,
that in like
man.
a bargain bin at Walmart. They probably
Must
had
have.
back stock for like get them at
Oh,
$5. I thought like, for a second the way he was smiling, I was like, oh, it
yeah.
had to be Ericsson.
Yeah.
Like,
That would have
let's
been
go
great. But
give
no,
that kid a
Anthony.
hug.
What? Thank you. Wow. Yeah, that's what I said too. I saw it and I was like, what?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
it's funny. You can tell, like, like I don't really see a whole lot of like any City shirts I see. I've only seen 2 City supporters, and I've only seen them at Sean O's. But like no, like 8-9 years ago, I've seen a lot of kids, probably like 7-8 years old, rocking like Mo Salah shirts and stuff. Because like Liverpool started getting halfway decent. Haven't seen a ton of City stuff here. I don't know who else.
They hide their shame.
Yeah, for honestly, it's either like in my experience, I've only ever seen like United, Chelsea, and then like a lot of like Real Madrid, Barcelona stuff. Some like Inter, some AC Milan. Like Justin and I used to run into this guy at High Velocity a lot, this indoor place, who loved AC Milan. So he was pretty cool. He was pretty good at footy too. He ended up going on trial someplace in Spain, I want to say. Can't remember, but yeah, he was pretty good. But like, yeah. So get your last minute thoughts in, you guys, because this has been a funny conversation. Because I do feel like you get the same kind of questions, you get the same kind of criticisms. Obviously, your family is just as like, yeah, we don't care. My family, I think it's because I don't see my family a lot. They try to connect and stuff, which I get, but I'm like, don't buy me food. I ended up having to take the foosball table back. I didn't even unwrap it. I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. I mean, if you want it, you can buy me a pool table. I'll use that all the time. I'll just, we don't need a bed. I just use a pool table.
There you go. The floor is fine. The couch works. Like,
yeah, you and I still gotta link up and shoot some pool some of these days.
Dude.
Box says pool sick. Honestly, you don't see a whole lot of U.S. Men's national team stuff. We don't really get into it because we didn't qualify last time. Back in 2014, like, there are a lot of people who go to the pub, but only for World Cup. Like, that's it. Yep. And so I think that you're going to see a lot of recent shirts and stuff. It'll be fun, but you don't see those people on a regular basis outside of the World Cup. And it just is what it is, because nobody really gets into like CONCACAF. Nobody really watches the Gold Cup or anything like that. So foosball table or Anthony. Oh, shit. Do I have to keep them? Because I'd get more money if I sold the foosball table than I would the Anthony shirt.
That's true.
They'd probably charge me gas money for coming to pick up the Anthony shirt. If I had to keep them, fuck.
I mean, you could donate the Anthony shirt to a homeless shelter.
But I have to keep it. If I have to keep it, it depends on the shirt. Because if it's an Anthony shirt and it's like you can only tell if it's an Anthony shirt if it's on the back. So if I just wear it while I'm streaming, no one's gonna tell if it's an Anthony shirt. But
that's true.
Or a foosball table is just going to sit there because I'm not going to use it. So that's the thing. Like, where am I going to put a foosball table in my house? Like, if you not see my basement, it looks like the room of requirement from Harry Potter. You don't want to go down there. Yes, I like Harry Potter. Get over it. So here, I'll leave you guys. Here, I'm gonna look at this poll. What you guys say. So most of you say center midfield. So a lot of you guys agree. Here's one question that we got some time left. When it comes to non-football fans, when it comes to that, if there was one match or like one player or like one moment or whatever that you'd show to non-football fans to basically sort of encapsulate or illustrate just the sport or why you love the sport or why you love United or whatever, if there was one match, one moment, one player, whatever, what would that look like for you?
Can I provide a preface and like?
You do whatever you got to do. It's open-ended question, man.
So if I get to build up the setting, okay, it's the last 15 minutes, 10 minutes of the 99 Champions League final. I'm going to build up all of the years after Sir Matt leaves, the 80s in the doldrums, Sir Alex coming in. I'm going to build up how we were the dominating team. We finally get to the final. We're down. It's getting to the last bit, and we can't get anything going. Then bam, bam, quick fire succession. Just the emotional change, just how much it means. Oh, that's what I'm showing people. And it's just all audio commentary, like throughout the whole 10 minutes.
I feel like you're gonna. It's like a story you tell around a campfire or something. The way you painted 100%. That picture for us.
100%.
Gather around, youngsters. Let me tell you a tale.
Oh.
Yeah, I think for a lot of fans it would be the 99 final. Just
or
I think this. Go ahead.
John Terry slip in 08.
That was hilarious. anything something bad happens to Steven Gerrard and John Terry, I'm here for it. Yeah, as far as even just United history is concerned, there's just so much. Like Bach saying, like Munich, the '68 final. Like you're gonna when we go, Dylan. It's like the Munich tunnel is great because it's free, it's open, it's public. You can walk through it whenever you want to. It's a whole wall along one side of the stadium that you can see everything. They've got the eternal flame there and stuff. It's really awesome. Yeah, that's a hard one because when you look at the history of just Munich, even just the reasons we were doing that, just Sir Matt trying to get us and get English football and get European football big in England, it was a whole thing. But yeah, '68 final, the whole '98-'99 season was an absolute thing of beauty. The Busby Babes, the class of '92, just Ferguson. You could spend a whole day talking about Sir Alex. Just there's so many different generations of just good teams that we've had, good squads. It's just insane. Yeah, there's a lot. But yeah, the '99 final for me would probably be the one that I'd sit down and make people watch.
Oh yeah.
Just it was such a good. And honestly, for football fans, if you watch that or United fans, if you watch that final from a tactical standpoint, it was shit. Like the lineup, the starting 11, the way we played, it was just Ferguson. He pepped that. He completely out tinkered it, put people on opposite sides. It was just Sir Alex almost lost us that final. If you really want to deep it, and if you watch '99, he'll talk about it as well. Jules in the house, big up Jules. We're just wrapping it up. Jules, I'll throw out the question for you that we wanted to ask. So Jules, if there was a match or a moment or a player or whatever that you would show to non-football fans to sort of perfectly encompass or illustrate why you love United, why you love football, like what would that be for you? Because we just got done having a big long chat about talking to non-football fans about football. But welcome back, Jules. Bach says, in terms of international football, Brazil, the Pele area, the Samba boys up until 2006 era will be good for the neutrals. Yeah, I think that would probably get them a little more off their seats. You just let them watch Ronaldo and like just some of the shit that he was doing. They'd be like, what? I love the YouTube videos of like non-football fans react to like football moments or something, or football goals, and watching people who've never watched it, just watching some of the shit that like Messi, Ronaldo, Beckham, Zidane, Ronaldinho used to do. They're like, how is that even physically possible? Jules, that's pretty much
that's what I said, man. Oh,
that's pretty much the consensus, dude. That's why we have the awesome stuff in the United vs. Everybody store that I have here. I'll share here. So we'll do one of these here, guys. Oh yeah, we're doing it. So we'll leave it up. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you're subscribing. So we do have the And Solskjaer has won its shirt in here, the big 90-minute +3 with the Ollie silhouette. So that's one of my favorite designs in the store, personally. You can get that in T-shirts, hoodies, mugs.
You got to wear that to Old Trafford, dude. You're gonna get so many likes.
This is the newest. This is the newest design that just came out.
Look at that right there. That is
the king
phenomenal.
of tridents. Can you guys see that pretty well?
I love it so much.
Show them David Mesa. There's a good one. Show them Vinnie Jones just nutcrackering people. Stephanie says, the first trophy I saw United lift was old second division 74-75. Living through relegation and instant promotion makes you appreciate United even more. Yeah. And I love talking to people who have been around to see even like 68 and again, the relegation and stuff. Because that's before my time, right? I didn't start watching United until about I started watching them on VHS way after the end of the season back in like the mid 90s, because we just didn't have it here. Watching them more regularly, like live in like the mid 2000s, because again, technology, we just didn't have satellite TV and stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the 99 final for me is definitely got to be up there. Yeah, this is the new King of Trident shirt. I'll do a spotlight for you guys so you guys can see it more up close. It looks amazing on a shirt. Unite, Stephanie. We do have women's
Phenomenal
sizes as well. We've got like women's hoodies and women's t-shirts and stuff. We've got them on mugs and stuff too. So that was the brand new design. You can see there's a ton of designs in there. We've got like a nice Cunha shirt and stuff in here. You can get the Mbumo shirt. The class of '92 one's pretty cool. If it was warmer,
I'd be wearing that Mbumo shirt when we go to in December.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nice. Tons of new stuff in there, you guys. Make sure you guys always check out the store. Always check out the community tab in the channel. There's updates and links and different things on there as well. I'll constantly, but kind of like be live updating during like academy matches and stuff on there too. So Buck says Kiko Makedo winner against Villa. Yeah, that was who scored it? Didn't Mount score a goal like that recently? I think Cobby scored a goal like that not too long ago as well, right?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
So 99 final pretty much is what everyone's going to pick. So I like it. But it was a fun little show, man. Let's see. Stephanie says King of Clubs, Canton, just one club. Yeah, big up. It was a fun shirt. I like that shirt. So I might get that one and wear that as a hoodie or something on the plane or something. But
yeah.
Fun little chat, man. It was cool to hear some of your stories and hear some of
great experiences.
Really cool to hear someone else. Like today was a little bit more podcasty in terms of the vibe, but I'm here for it. You guys know the Kickabout's usually pretty chill anyway. We've got a lot more fun stuff coming up for some of these Kickabouts. Obviously, in the future, we're going to be doing a Messi versus Ronaldo debate. I had a little mini preview of that over the weekend with some Barca fans and stuff, and that was pretty fun. I'm sure Justin and everybody want to get involved in that. We will be doing Mount Rushmore stuff in the future. Mount Rushmore of United players, Mount Rushmore of just football players in general, Mount Rushmore of football managers in the future. So those will be some fun shows as well. We will have the next season of What If will be dropping before Dylan and I leave next month. So I'm hard at work on that as well. And then Dylan and I, of course, will be checking in while we're in Manchester with some live match reactions and maybe even some little shorts walking around and exploring Manchester and the club and things. We can't record during the tour,
Don't worry. We'll get interviews with the players as they walk in or walk out. Just post-match reaction.
I'm just going to plant you in a full tracksuit and just see if they think that you're Erickson. And they're just going to be like, what are you doing here? Come on, bud. And then you're going to be like, oh, my friend.
International break. I have fun.
And then we're going to just do it. So, but I do appreciate everybody getting involved. Go ahead.
I was going to say walk in and be like, Bruno!
And be like, this guy.
Yeah.
Stephanie, we're going to do a couple matches. So the whole history is we initially got tickets to Newcastle and tickets to Wolves. They moved Newcastle to Boxing Day. It was on the 27th, like all the other matches. So we had to change our flight. We had to extend the Airbnb. We had to do that. But now we had that whole day. So now we're actually going to Burnley versus Everton at Turf Moor. So we're hopping a train to go to that one because we had a whole day to kill. It was either that or we go straight into the Lions Den and go to Anfield. And if I go to Anfield, my crazy ass isn't going to hide the fact that I'm a United fan. So it was go to Anfield and get stabbed and thrown in the bin, or go to Burnley and maybe just get like a couple middle fingers thrown at me. So we're doing that. And then we are going to a Salford match against Fleetwood Town. So I usually try to get a Salford match in because you never know if you're going to see class of 92. I'm still kicking myself. I didn't go get Giggsy's autograph the first time I was there, but it is what it is. But yeah, 2 United matches, 4 matches in general. We'll be doing a stadium tour. I was going to try to sneak into Carrington and get arrested if possible. So yeah, Jules, we're actually flying out Christmas, bud. So
get in there on Boxing Day and then pretty much go to the match.
Yeah, we're flying straight in. Now, thankfully, the matches now are 8. The kickoff's at 8 p.m. local time, so we got plenty of time. Go to Tesco, go stock up on some snacks, probably go hit up Bishop Blaze and just get absolutely annihilated going into that match. It's dangerous because there's so many stairs.
That's when the takeover really begins, guys.
Yeah, Dylan's going to push me.
And then this channel's going to be mine.
Yeah, Dylan's going to be like, oh, no, he fell.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to hang around downtown Manchester, maybe go check out the football museum in downtown, which is pretty cool if you like football history. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, tons of matches. I really don't go, Steph, unless there's 2 home matches that are within a couple of days. And when Usually that's European, but we weren't in Europe this year. So we got lucky that they squeezed it this year. So they did add an extra day, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So, but thank you guys for checking in. Thank you guys for getting involved in the chat. Really fun little chat with you guys. Dylan, any final thoughts on anything we spoke? We spoke about a lot. We talked transfer rumors, Semenyo, Gueye, João Gomez, NBA, World Cup qualifiers, and then obviously, talking with all the communists who don't understand football.
No, it's been a great show. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed commentary. Just love this channel, guys. Just it's so fun to be a part of this, and breaks up. Just for me, it breaks up the week with everything going on. Get to talk to people that are interested, invested, and just hang out with everybody. So thank you to everybody. Thank you, Sean, again. So yeah, just thanks everybody.
Big up, Steph. Yeah, we'll be doing some lives and stuff, and some shorts and some stuff and some vlogging while we're on the way there and stuff. So keep a lookout for all that. It's not for another month out, so you got lots of content coming your way between now and then. But keep a lookout the rest of the week. We'll be doing the preview for the Everton match as well, and obviously we'll probably do a news update as more news comes out. But thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate everybody for getting involved. Make sure you guys are liking. Make sure you subscribe. And this was a subscribers only show because I wanted to keep it pretty intimate and tight, but hopefully we got some new people involved. But until then, you guys enjoy your night. Check out the store. Check out the memberships as well. It's the best way to get involved. Remember, legends can dip into the Kickabout show and join us virtually if you want to get involved in the chat as well. So try to get you guys involved as much as I can. So take it easy, guys. Enjoy your night. Dylan, you enjoy your night as well. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy.
Have a good one, everybody.